Hi everybody. How's it going? Jason here to play some music for you once again. I can see. Let me just check actually. While there's only a couple of people watching, everything is going in as it should. Hi Terry. Hi Kate. How are you getting on? So I'm just going to play some what I hope to be relaxing music. Hopefully interesting music. We're going to mix it up with some percussion loops that I have and some lovely birdsong loops that we've been accumulating over the last few weeks. Excellent. Thanks, Terry. My pre-flight checklist is I think complete today. I haven't missed anything. Added a little bit more echo. Makes it a little bit spacier, and it slows me down a bit because I can play along to the echoes. So hopefully that makes it all nice and mellow today. So I'm going to start, as I usually do, with a little bit of a warm-up. Feel free to say hi in the live chat. Feel free to give any feedback or ideas that you have. And as usual, you're welcome to send in recordings of anything interesting in your environment. It might be birdsong, it might be something else. For me to improvise along to, as a way to feel like we're connecting. So my email is jasonnoone.mt@gmail.com. I'm going to put it in the live chat here. Or anything you might like to send in. Okay. Hi Grania, hi Kira, how are you getting on? I hope you're having a nice day. So I'll just get started. And I don't have Glenn here to police me, but I did remember to turn off my mic. Hi Dara, hi Sean. Okay, good. The gang's all here. Okay, let's play some music. Okay. Hi Carmel. Hi Quiva. How's it going? How are you? Um, Hi Yvonne. Hi Stephen. Um, Hope you're all doing really well today. Um, we're nearly there. It's nearly Friday. Um, but I'm glad you're all here, and I hope we can have a good time with our music and with our chat and all that. Excellent, Grania. I'm sure I don't have a message yet there, but so I suppose um, I want to say hi to anyone from the Ennis Centre who might be watching, and anyone from the Queen's Cross Centre who might be watching, anyone from Castle Connell who might be watching, and then anyone else who might be watching. You're all welcome. But it's I know we've a great mix of people here. So how about something with a beat? I know I'm kind of going into a format of how I do things here, but speaking of which, Jess, that's you, Jess, is it? Very good. Jess is online. Okay. Hi Glenn, how's it going? Um yeah, I know um I know it's only a joke, Glenn, but God, no, it's not a class at all. I wouldn't ever want you to feel obliged to be here or worry about being late. So tune in when you can, and I hope you enjoy it and all that. I know you're only messing, but I'd like to be sure. Um. Anyway, let's do something with a beat. I haven't played anything with this tabla loop for a while. Yeah. Whoops. We'll save the bird song for a bit later. We'll mix it up. Okay. Anyway, glad you're here, Glenn. Glad you made it. Yeah, this is a familiar-ish one to people, but I quite like it. Let's give it a bit of delay, mix it up a bit. There we go. Okay. Okay. Hi, Quaylen. Hi, Sienna. How's it going? uh, yeah. And Glenn, fair play on the exercise bike. I could do with some of that. Don't have your discipline at all. Um, okay. So good. How's everyone feeling? How's your day been? Um, any baking going on? Any extracurricular projects? Um, we made no egg microwave chocolate cake today. It turned out about as well as you'd imagine. There we go. How about some bird song? I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Um, how about some bird song with some drums? Um, Okay. A wishing well made out of old tires. Fantastic. Does it, Yvonne? I love that idea. Um, does it hold water? Like, have you sealed it? That's amazing idea. Um, I don't have any tires, but except for the ones on the car that I hardly ever drive these days, so they might be better put to use at the bank. Um, Hi Jess, hi Bernie, how's it going? Yeah, I hope you're getting the hang of the new phone. There we go. And Glenn, muffin in a cup. I've done that with banana pancakes. Um, but yeah, it's a similar idea to the thing we tried. Um, so there we go. Very creative people. So not only well-connected people, but creative and inventive people. Um, Excellent. And Kate loved the bird song. Very good. I'm glad you like that, Kate. I should be shouting you out more, shouldn't I? Because just saying hi to people. So hi Kate, hi Dara, hi Grania, and hi Quiva, and of course Glenn. I hope, and Stephen and Sienna. Hope you're all doing well today. Um, it's easier to keep track of the names in this session before it all goes mad at 3 o'clock. Big plant in it. Okay. So how do you make wishes then in it, Yvonne? That's. I thought water was essential to that whole thing. Anyway, what am I talking about? Um, let's do a bit of just quiet guitar. Jess doesn't like chocolate cake. That's fair enough, Jess. What do you like? What's your treat? I don't eat chocolate cake either. I shouldn't have said anything about it really, because I didn't eat any. Um, but yeah, what's um your treat food? Hi Magella, how's it going? Hi Mary Rose. I'm glad you're watching. Great. Okay. You're dead right, Glenn. I'm saving a fortune on petrol, I'll tell you that much. But anyway. Okay, let's do a bit with the guitar just on its own. Let me know if everything sounds okay, if you need anything louder, if you want. We'll do more birdsong for you, Kate, for sure. But I like to mix it up so nobody gets. So we do a bit of everything, you know. Okay. I'm glad we cleared that up, Jess, about the chocolate cake. Um, you might like to try that then, the microwave chocolate cake. There's a few good recipes online. It looks fairly straightforward. If you've got cocoa and flour and water and sugar, I think that's basically it. Um, but anyway, like I said, I'm not the expert on chocolate cake in this house. Um, I just got your photos there, Yvonne, of the wishing well. It looks fantastic. And the light, the night light there is fantastic too. I'm very impressed. Um, excellent. How to work this into a theme, I wonder. Theme of a wishing well, transforming things into making beautiful things out of ordinary things. I don't know. We'll get there. Okay, how are we doing for time? We're doing all right. Okay, so Kate, how about with some more birds? What do you think? Let's. I think this is one that we didn't use yesterday. This is another one of the Dawn Chorus ones. Let's go for it. What do you think, Katie? Let's get something nice and mellow going along with this. Okay. So I hope you like that, Kate. All the birdsong fans out there. There was some birdsong poetry in Mikey's session earlier on today. So it's a bit of a running theme, I think, with Enable Ireland. There we go. So, and Glenn, that is, yeah, that's the Eiffel Tower. I think that's the middle one is a train stop or train station in Paris, and that's probably a French bike up there as well. Oh, they can't really see that one. There we go. Excellent, and I'm glad Katie's feeling well. Good. Okay. Yeah, Glenn, have you been to France? I've been to the Eiffel Tower. It was quite nice, but I shouldn't have walked up it. That was hard work for me. Okay, let's carry on. Let's do some more with the percussion. I always like to build it up a little bit towards the end, and then we'll do another birdsong one to finish. What do you think? Okay, so Glenn, you've been to France. What did you think? I know you're well travelled. Actually, you've been all around, haven't you? Okay. Keep missing that end point. Whatever way I've got the loop set up. Um. Okay. So Glenn's yeah. A fan of France. Hmm. That might be a nice theme. Favorite countries you've visited? I know we've talked about a little bit about that yesterday. Katie's visit to Canada and things like that. Might be something to think about. Um, but let's see what happens. And Glenn, Nancy, you thought Nancy was walking by your place. That's how much you miss. That's how much you miss her, Glenn. Is it? Oh, don't worry. We'll all be back under one roof before too long. So thanks for listening, everybody. I'm going to do one more piece to finish, and I hope you'll join me back here at 3 for our song session. Thanks for listening. Thanks for taking part in the live chat. I hope you enjoyed it. And here's one last piece with some bird song. Let's find a nice loop to go with that. Oh no, I forgot I don't like that one. Okay, so this is Your Garden Again, Grania. So here we go. I just saw your other photo there, Yvonne. Very good. um. Okay, I live too close to the council to get away with that. Um. So, and Jess, absolutely, I can play something nice and calming for you. Maybe Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I could do the more mellow version of that instead of the kind of jazzy one that I sometimes do. I'll have a think about the kind of stuff that you usually like. Um, and Kira and Granny, yeah, your recording is great, so thank you for that. Um, so yeah, time to maybe switch over for the song session. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you liked it. Um, and yeah, I'll see you back here at 3. What do you think? Um, time for a cup of tea or something. I don't know, Glenn. That was what your routine is. Um, so yeah, back at 3 for songs, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm delighted that after all this time, we're still able to spend time together like this. Okay, bye, guys.